When we first open the cabin door, it feels exciting. There's that fresh scent of clean sheets, the carefully folded towels, the little touches that make us feel like we're stepping into our own private getaway on the sea. When we first open the cabin door, it feels
Cruise
exciting.
lines are masters of presentation.
Of clean sheets.
Cabins are designed to
carefully
look
folded
cozy
towels,
and inviting
the
at
little
first
touches
glance.
that make us
But
feel
most
like
people
we're
don't
stepping
realize
into our
just
own
how small
private
they
getaway
really
on
are
the sea.
until they start unpacking.
But here's the truth.
On average,
Cruise lines
a
are
standard
masters of
interior
presentation.
cabin is only about
Cabins are designed to
150
look
to
cozy and
185
inviting
square
at first
feet.
glance.
That's
But
smaller
most
than
people
most
don't
studio
realize just
apartments,
how
and
small
even
they
tinier
really are
than some hotel
until they start
bathrooms.
unpacking.
Yet, on average, a standard interior cabin is only about
strategically
150
placed
to
mirrors,
185
soft
square
lighting,
feet, and neatly
that's
tucked
smaller
in
than most
bedding
studio
are all
apartments,
tricks used to make
even
it tinier
tinier
than some hotel
spacious.
bathrooms. It works so well that many passengers only realize how compact it is once their suitcases are open, their clothes are spread out, tucked in bedding, every inch of space matters. Tight space. That first impression, as magical as it feels, that many passengers only realize how compact it is. But also once their suitcases are open, their clothes are spread out, and suddenly every inch of space matters. That first impression,
here's something
as
most
magical as it
passengers
feels,
never think
is
about.
carefully
The
crafted
walls
to
of
keep
cruise
us
cabins
comfortable,
aren't
but
built
also
like
a little
hotel
distracted
walls.
from the
They're
reality.
actually
Behind the
lighter,
walls,
and designed to
cabins
maximize
are really
space
built.
and efficiency.
Now,
Rather
here's
than
something
luxury.
most passengers
In
never
fact,
think about.
many of them are
The
made from
walls of
metal,
cruise
which is why
cabins aren't
magnets
built
stick
like
to
hotel
them.
walls.
A small
They're
trick
actually
experienced
thinner,
cruisers
lighter,
use for
and
extra
designed to
storage.
maximize
But
space
thinner
and
walls
efficiency
means something
rather
else.
than luxury.
Sound
In
travels.
fact, many of them
That's
are
why
made from
sometimes
metal,
you might
which is
hear
why
faint
magnets
voices
stick to them.
the sound of a
A
TV
small
next
trick
door, or
experienced
even a drawer
cruisers use
closing
for
in the
extra
cabin
storage.
beside you. But the
Thinner
design
walls
isn't
means
about
something
privacy.
else.
It's about
Sound
packing
travels.
thousands of people
That's why
into
sometimes
a
you
floating
might
city
hear faint
while making
voices.
sure the sound
Every
of a
inch
TV
counts.
next door.
And
or
because
even a
these
drawer
walls are
closing
designed
in the
for
cabin beside
flexibility,
you,
cabins
the
can be
design
quickly
isn't about
reconfigured.
privacy.
A space
It's
that's
about
a single
packing
large suite
thousands
on
of
one
people
voyage
into a
can be
floating
divided
city
into two
while
or
making
three smaller
sure
cabins
every
for the
inch
next,
counts.
depending on demand.
And because these walls
It's
are
smart
designed for
engineering,
flexibility,
but it's also
cabins
a
can be
reminder that what
quickly
feels like your
reconfigured.
private
A
hideaway
space that's a
is
single
part of
large
a
suite
giant
on one
moving
voyage
puzzle
can be divided into
the
two or three
illusion
smaller
of fresh
cabins
air.
for the next, depending
Let's
on
talk
demand.
about those windows and
It's smart
balconies.
engineering,
Passengers
but it's also a
often assume
reminder that
every
what feels
cabin
like
has
your
a view,
private hideaway
but the reality
is part of a
is
giant
very different.
moving
A
puzzle.
large number of cabins,
The illusion
sometimes
of
more than
fresh air.
half, are interior
Let's talk about
rooms
those
with
windows
no
and
windows
balconies.
at all. Passengers
Cruise
often
lines
call them
assume every
inside
cabin
cabins,
has a view.
and while they're
But the
cheaper,
reality
they can
is
feel
very
a little
different.
claustrophobic.
A large
for
number of
first-timers.
cabins,
Sometimes
to
more
make
than
up for
half.
it,
Some
are
ships now
interior
use
rooms
virtual
with no
windows
windows
at all, which are essentially
Cruise lines call them
floor-to-ceiling
inside
screens
cabins.
showing a
And
live
while they're
feed of the
cheaper,
ocean outside.
they can
feel a little
It feels
high-tech
high-tech
and
for
exciting,
first-timers.
but it's still just
make
a
up for
screen. Some ships now
Even
use
with
real
virtual
balconies. The
balconies,
experience
which
isn't
are
as
essentially
private as
floor-to-ceiling
screens.
If you're out
showing
enjoying
a
the sea
live
breeze,
feed of the ocean
chances
outside,
are
your neighbors
it
can hear
feels
your
high-tech and
conversation,
exciting,
and in
but
some
it's still
cases,
just a screen.
even see parts of your space.
Even with real balconies,
that sense
the
of
experience
seaside
isn't
escape
as private
is more
as
of
it
a
looks.
shared experience.
If you're
than a
out
private
enjoying the sea
retreat.
breeze,
Still,
chances are
it adds
your
to the
neighbors
magic,
can hear your
because for many
conversations.
passengers,
And in some
just
cases,
the illusion
even
of
see
fresh
parts of
air
your
and
space.
open space
That
is enough to
sense
make
of
them
seaside
forget how
escape
compact
is
their
more of a
cabin
shared
really
experience
is than a private
Storage
retreat.
secrets that
Still,
few
it adds
passengers
to the
notice.
magic.
One
Because
of the
for many
biggest
passengers,
surprises
just
for
the
new
illusion
cruisers
of
is
fresh
how
air and open
cleverly
space
cabins
is
hide
enough to
their
make them
storage.
forget how compact
At first
their
glance,
cabin
it looks
really
like
is.
there's hardly any room for
Storage
luggage,
secrets
but then you start noticing the little details.
One of the
biggest
space
surprises
under the
for
bed,
new cruisers
designed
is
specifically
how
to slide
cleverly
suitcases.
cabins hide their
The
storage.
shelves behind mirrors.
At first glance,
the pull-out
it looks like there's
drawers
hardly
tucked
any
into
room
the
for
most
luggage.
unexpected
But
corners.
then you start noticing
This isn't
the
just
little
convenience.
details.
It's
necessity.
under the bed,
When you have
designed
thousands of
specifically
passengers
to slide
bringing
bags
suitcases,
filled with clothes,
the shelves
shoes,
behind
and
mirrors,
souvenirs, the pull-out
cabins
drawers
have to work
tucked
like
into the most
puzzles.
unexpected
Many
corners.
passengers never
This
even
isn't just
realize how
convenience,
much
it's
space is
necessity.
available.
For
When you have
example, on most
thousands of
modern
passengers
ships,
bringing
the bed
bags
height
filled
is
with
purposely
clothes,
raised
shoes,
so
and
that
souvenirs,
even the largest
the cabins
suitcases
have
can
to
fit
work
beneath.
like puzzles.
Closets
Many
often have
passengers
removable
never even
rods,
realize
so you can
how much
adjust the
space
hanging
is
space.
available.
For example, on most
which
modern
feels
ships,
tiny,
the bed
is
height
designed
is
with
purposely
little nooks
raised
and crannies
so that
for
even
every
every
bottle
bottle and toiletries
can fit beneath.
It's not luxury.
Closets
It's
often have
strategy.
removable
Cruise
rods,
lines
so you
know
can
that the
adjust
more
the hanging
comfortable you
space.
feel in your
Even the
cabin,
bathroom,
the
which
less likely
feels
you'll
tiny,
complain about its
is
size.
designed with little
Cabins
nooks and
aren't
crannies
as
for
clean
every
as they
bottle
look.
and toiletry.
Here's
It's
a
not
part
luxury,
most passengers
it's
never
strategy.
think about. Cruise lines
Yes,
know that
your
the
cabin
more
looks
comfortable you
spotless
feel
when you
in your
walk in,
cabin, the
but what
less
you
likely
really
you'll
see
complain about
is
its
the work
size.
of efficiency,
Cabins
not
aren't as
perfection.
clean as they look.
Cabin stewards are
Here's a part
responsible for
most
cleaning
passengers
anywhere
never
from
think about.
15 to 20
Yes,
rooms
your cabin
in
looks
just a few
spotless when you
hours.
walk in.
That means
what you really
Mr.
see
Chris,
is the work
the
of
towels are
efficiency,
fresh and the
not
bathroom
perfection.
sparkles. Cabin
Not
stewards are
every
responsible
corner
for
gets a
cleaning
deep clean.
anywhere from 50
Studies have shown that
20
cruise
rooms
cabins,
in just a
like
few
hotel
hours.
rooms,
Can
that
sometimes
means
harbor
while the
more
sheets are
bacteria
crisp,
on
the towels
surfaces
are
like
fresh,
remotes
and the bathroom
phones and
sparkles.
light switches than
Not
you'd expect.
every corner gets
That's
a
why
deep clean.
seasoned cruisers
Studies
often
have
bring
shown
wipes
that
to
cruise
quickly
cabins,
go over
just like
high-touch
hotel
areas.
rooms,
Can
but don't
sometimes
mistake
harbor
this for
more
neglect.
bacteria on
The crews
surfaces
work
like
incredibly
remotes,
hard,
and their
phones and
speed
light
and efficiency
than you'd
are
expect.
impressive.
That's
Still,
why
the
seasoned
truth is,
cruisers
with the
often
sheer
bring
number of
wipes
passengers
to quickly
cycling
go
in and
over
out,
high-touch areas.
cabins are designed
But don't
to look
mistake this for
immaculate.
neglect.
Even if not
The crews work
every detail
incredibly
is
hard
perfect beneath
and their
the surface.
speed and efficiency are
The
impressive.
hidden economy
Still,
of cabins.
the truth is, with
Another
the sheer
truth that
number of
surprises
passengers
many
cycling in and
passengers
out,
is how much
cabins
money
are
cabins
designed to look
actually
immaculate,
generate for
even
cruise
if
lines.
not every
On the surface,
detail is perfect
you're paying
beneath
for
the
a small
surface.
room to
The
sleep
hidden
in,
economy
but behind
of
the
cabins.
scenes, cabins are a major part of the business passengers is how much money cabins actually might generate hundreds of dollars less than a balcony. On the surface, you're paying the physical difference in size is minimal, but behind the scenes, what you're really
cabins
paying
are a
for
major
is the
part of the
perception
business
value. An ocean view inside cabin balcony cost hundreds of dollars extra space than a balcony room. Cruise lines rely on this difference in size is minimal. Tempting upgrades. What you're really sometimes at the last minute, the perception of passengers value the idea of comfort. Private balcony, even if the actual difference a little extra space. That's why two cabins side by side can generate very different amounts of money for the sometimes at the last minute, even though they were built and no passengers value the idea of it's comfort. A reminder, even if the actual difference just places to sleep. That's why two cabins side by side can generate very different amounts of money for passengers happy, even though they were built at nearly the same cost.
Inside them.
It's a reminder
The funny thing
that
is,
cabins
despite
aren't just
all the
places to
effort
sleep.
that goes into
They're
cabin
part of a
design,
carefully
most
crafted strategy
passengers don't
to
spend
maximize
much time
profit
inside.
while keeping passengers
Studies
happy.
suggest that the average cruiser spends less than 30% of their waking hours in their cabin. The rest is spent exploring the ship, dining, watching shows, or relaxing by the pool. And that's exactly how cruise lines want it. Cabins are built to be good enough to keep you comfortable, but not so luxurious that you'd rather stay inside than go out and spend money on drinks, excursions, or spa treatments. This is part of the hidden truth. The cabin is just one piece of the cruise experience, not the centerpiece. As soon as you step outside, the ship itself becomes the attraction. The restaurants, the entertainment, the shopping, all of these are designed to pull you away from your room and into spaces where you'll spend more. The cabin may feel like the heart of your trip when you first arrive, but by the end of the journey, most passengers realize it's just a small part of the adventure.